The name of my story this morning is Hope Waits. Be patient until the coming of the Lord, says the Bible lesson for this morning. When something very important is to come, and it seems all hope is lost, the lesson tells us to be patient. But I thought your father was supposed to come last Wednesday. Now he can't come at all, complained Gator. And to himself he thought, we cleaned this room for nothing. I'm mad, said Barabbas. You know what he did? Something bad. He knocked the dog off his bed. Said Jeter, and he ran away. You see, Barabbas' father was to come last Wednesday, but a big storm out west canceled the flight, and all plans now are off for the visit. For the visit. For a while it seemed like maybe Frank could come this weekend, but then in the end Captain Hale could not arrange it. So Barabbas and Gator both scowled. Do you know what a scowl is? You do that? They scowled, and so did Frank. He's over there on the western windowsill in California. He wanted so much to be able to be here in Pennsylvania with his family. What should you do when the very thing you had hoped for the most seems to be impossible? Barabbas, shouted Uncle Floyd, what did you do to Jeter? And in came Uncle Floyd, and Jeter followed him. And in the language of dogs, Jeter hung his head down, put his tail between his legs, and looked up mournfully at Barabbas as if to say, I'm sorry, even though it wasn't my fault. That's what dogs do. They always take the blame for things. Yes. I reckon you should apologize to Jeter, said Uncle Floyd. So Barabbas gave Jeter a pat on the head. And then he felt a little scratch behind his ears. And then Barabbas picked him up and hugged him and said, I'm sorry, Jeter. And he really meant it. So Jeter hopped back up on the bed. Well, sorry. Gator watched all this. And you see, Gator doesn't have many examples in his life of folks who apologize after they've done something angry or mean. And so Gator took in a nice, long, slow breath. And then he exhaled it slowly. Did you know that slows your heart down? It actually does. And it helps you to keep from scowling and growling at each other, which was what Gator felt like doing. And that's when Jeter hopped down and went over and licked Barabbas' face. So Gator thought, okay. So he went over and he patted Jeter on the head. He scratched behind his ears. And Jeter licked Gator's head, being very careful he didn't rip his tongue on those alligator razor-sharp teeth. Yeah. There is nothing like a good dog kiss to wash the scowl off your face when it seems the time for hope is to wait. I think it is no coincidence that dog, D-O-G, spelled backwards is G-O-D, God. And just in case you do not happen to have a dog at your house to wash the scowl off your face, you might have a cat or a gerbil or a parent or a grandparent. They'll always be happy to wash the scowl off your face because, you see, God has sent dogs and gerbils and cats and parents and grandparents and all manner of things to help us when it seems like waiting and just cannot be done anymore and it's taking so long for hope. The end.